Let us talk about the court drama of Subramaniam Swamy. Until the politicians, officials, etc. are punished, they will not fear from becoming corrupt and will not stop doing corruption, and corruption will not reduce. Without the corrupt getting punished, the court cases are only a drama which are misleading the genuine activists. Since more than 15 years of court activism of Subramaniam Swamy, not even one politician or big official has been punished. He filed cases against Jayalalitha in 1996, and the moment Jayalalitha withdrew support given to Atal Bihari Vajpayee government, Subramaniam let the cases weaken and go into cold storage. Subramaniam Swamy says to media that he will reduce corruption by exposing the corrupt in court, and he alleged that Chidambaram and other politicians have this much money in such and such foreign secret bank account of such and such number, but he has refused to register even one case of corruption in court. Why? Because he knows that this information is not sufficient to prove that bribes have been taken, as this is not cross-verifiable. Because to prove this in court, the foreign bank director will himself have to come to a court of India and testify. And this is not possible since it is against the foreign bank policy to disclose information of secret accounts. Since last 15 years of his activism in courts, there has not been even one conviction. And without conviction, corruption will not reduce. So Subramaniam Swamy has until now done nothing to reduce corruption. In 1977, Janta Party had demanded right to recall in its manifesto, and Subramaniam and many other netas like Laloo Yadav, Nitish Kumar, Sharad Yadav, etc. had won on that issue and had become MPs. But after becoming MP, they put that issue into garbage. Please see the link in the description. And Subramaniam has refused to put that historical manifesto in public on internet, etc. despite repeated requests. On top of that, he is opposing right to recall procedures for the common citizens like RTR Lokpal, RTR Prime Minister, etc. by saying that it is not practical. But he does not mention even which procedure and which clauses he is referring to, and lying that RTR procedures will cause instability. But at the same time, he does not oppose right to recall procedures for the elite. Today, all elites can replace any day their house servants and office employees, managers, that is, they have RTR house servant and RTR company manager. Our proposed recall methods are appearance-based and positive recall, which are perfectly possible and practical, and they increase stability, not decrease stability. Please see these proposed procedures in www.righttorecall.info/301.pdf, chapter 6 and 40. Most of the scams Subramaniam Swamy claims to disclose are already known to public. For example, consider 2G scam. Raja had in front of media given only few hours to submit letter of intent and checks worth crores as deposit as first come first serve conditions for obtaining 2G licenses. Those allegedly tipped off by Mr. Raja were waiting with their checks and other documents. Until now, only few officials have been jailed for investigation, but in jail they get 5-star hotel facilities and they come out on bail after some time. Therefore, this court drama way will never stop corruption. The common citizens of this country who care for the country raise issues which are against the country like EVM tampering, 2G scam, right to recall procedures. But publicity hungry people like Anna and Subramaniam hijack and steal these issues with the help of paid media and MNC sponsored courts. I will give some examples of the real persons who raised these issues which were stolen by Subramaniam, Anna and other famed corrupt people. EVM exposure by Hari Prasad in 2009. 2G scam exposure by Arun Agrawal, NGO Telecom Watchdog and many others. Exposure of Sonia Gandhi by P.A. Sangama in 1999. Rama Gopalan exposed Setu Samundram and filed a case. Please see all the links in description. Now, let us talk about the PIL fixing, how the cases are hijacked and destroyed. The MNC lobbies ensure that PILs of only those persons are allowed by the judges whom they want to be promoted by their sponsored paid media. The lobbies manage the judges via keeping their relatives on their panel and paying them crores every year or doing them other favors. The PILs are admitted not according to the matter but according to the person filing the PIL. For example, in 2003, Rajiv Dixit filed a PIL for stopping Mauritius route and stopping tax evasion via that route, but the Supreme Court judge dismissed his petition, and this unconstitutional judgment allowed the tax evasion via Mauritius route to continue. Once Subramaniam files a court PIL, the MNC-sponsored judges do not allow others to file similar PIL, and Subramaniam weakens the case and judges keep the cases pending for years. That is, Subramaniam hijacks and destroys the cases. Subramaniam Swamy could hijack the 2G case because Supreme Court judges allowed him to hijack the case. Why did Supreme Court judges allow him? Because what if first person Arunji had demanded narco test of A Raja in public? If the Supreme Court judges had allowed narco test of A Raja in public, then name of Sonia Gandhi, Manmohan Singh and tens of bribe takers would have come out. And if Supreme Court judges had opposed narco test of A Raja in public, then Supreme Court judges would have gotten exposed. So, the MNC lobbies which wanted to protect Manmohan Singh managed Supreme Court judges to move the cases from Arunji to Subramaniam Swamy. Let us see the love and hate relationship of Swamy and RSS. Swamy was few years back very much against BJP, RSS and VHP. He even wanted VHP banned under National Security Act for construction of Ayodhya Ram Temple. He called RSS an anti-national organization in an article written by himself in a leading magazine. But now the top leaders of RSS and VHP are buddies with Subramaniam Swamy. All links are given in description. Anti-Swadeshi statements of Subramaniam Swamy. In 1999, he demanded import duties to be reduced so that MNCs etc. can easily kill local industries. He said, the tariffs should not be more than 30%, and that is precisely the WTO requirement that we are trying to fight, he continues. So please make up your mind whether you support Dikshit ji or Subramaniam Swamy, because on all issues they are against each other. He is speaking against Sonia so that he can get place in your heart, so that he can misguide you, and that's why US media is sponsoring him. Please wake up and realize the fact that this guy is just a missionary MNC agent. Now let us talk about Subramaniam Swamy and Sonia Gandhi or Rahul Gandhi. Subramaniam called Sonia Gandhi as Lakshmi in order to promote her as Prime Minister. Subramaniam hosted a famous tea party at a Delhi hotel, invited both Sonia and Jayalalitha. That led to the AIADMK withdrawing support to Vajpayee's government, which was voted out in April 1999. The links are given in description. If Subramaniam was trying to replace Atal Bihari Vajpayee by someone less bad like LK Advani or Narendra Modi or Nitish, I can understand. But what sort of person will try to replace Vajpayee with Maha-corrupt Vatican MNC agent Sonia Gandhi? False affidavit case of Sonia Gandhi. Sonia had given affidavit citing false degree to Election Commission, against whom Subramaniam Swamy files case in some High Court in 2004, and that enabled judges to stop others from filing similar case because judges usually either do not take petitions which are of similar nature or group them together. Swamy had clarified in the petition that his complaint against Sonia was for imposing a penalty on her but not for setting aside her from election. Please see the link in description. Sonia Gandhi cited it as a mistake and apologized, and judge ordered closure of case without giving any punishment. Punishment for filing false affidavit can be 6 months in prison and debarring person from contesting for 6 years. Subramaniam Swamy refused to demand Sonia to be imprisoned, nor did he demand impeachment of that judge. Subramaniam says that Supreme Court Chief Judges are very honest judges, although we think that judges are worse than police constables. Then why does not Subramaniam approach Supreme Court Judge and ask him to reopen Sonia Gandhi's false affidavit case and throw a 6 months prison sentence on Sonia Gandhi? And yes, Supreme Court judges have powers to reopen any case of the past without any limitation. You should judge a person not by statements but by his actions. All actions of Subramaniam Swamy benefit Congress. The 2G case benefited Congress by giving them seat of Telecom Minister and snatching it away from DMK. Subramaniam Swamy said that Judge Balkrishnan was dishonest, but now he said Kapadia is honest, although we have no faith in this court drama in which PIL filing is fixed. I consider PILs as useless because I believe that judges are more corrupt than ministers. So, I believe only in mass movements like mass movement for right to recall Prime Minister, right to recall judges, right to recall MPs, etc. So, if Subramaniam files case against Sonia Gandhi in front of the present Supreme Court judge, if Supreme Court judge is really honest, he should imprison Sonia immediately. There will be no need for investigation since guilt is already proved. So please ask worshippers of Subramaniam Swamy and other leaders to ask Subramaniam Swamy and other leaders in public that why he is opposing the proposal that Subramaniam should ask Supreme Court judge to throw Sonia Gandhi in prison for 6 months for giving openly false information on affidavit. Or can you send SMS to Supreme Court judge and file PIL over SMS or call him or fax him an application? It will benefit country as follows. 1. If fans of Subramaniam Swamy and other leaders refuse to ask, it will become clear that fans of Subramaniam and other leaders care more for image of their leaders rather than nation. 2. If fans of Subramaniam and other leaders agree and ask Subramaniam and other leaders to file complaint before Supreme Court judge to imprison Sonia Gandhi, then either Subramaniam and other leaders will agree or they will not agree. If Subramaniam or favorite leaders refuse, at least their fans will know that their favorite leader's goal is not to harm Sonia Gandhi but to save Sonia Gandhi. 3. If Subramaniam or your favorite leader ask Supreme Court judge to imprison Sonia Gandhi and Supreme Court judge lets Sonia Gandhi walk away without imprisoning her, in that case, we will know how honest Supreme Court judge is. 4. And if Supreme Court judge imprisons Sonia Gandhi for making false statement on affidavit, then all glory to Subramaniam or favorite leader and Supreme Court judge, the country will benefit. So please do a favor to Mother India. Please ask all fans of Subramaniam Swamy and other favorite leaders in 15 days to ask them to file complaint against Sonia Gandhi before Supreme Court judge and demand a judgment of imprisonment of Sonia Gandhi in 30 days and make the responses public. How common citizens stopped Sonia from becoming Prime Minister of India in 2004. Subramaniam claims that Kalam spoke to Sonia and persuaded her not to become Prime Minister, but Kalam has been saying since 2004 that he never spoke to Sonia about citizenship issue. He has said this in 2 press statements and several interviews. The press statements were published in leading newspapers at that time like The Hindu and Times of India. His secretary Nair, after his retirement, wrote a book called The Kalam Effect, My Years with the President, which further confirmed this. But Subramaniam Swamy Andhabhakt say all Kalam, secretaries of Kalam, CPI, Press Bureau of India, The Hindu newspaper, all are lying and only Subramaniam Swamy is saying the truth. I would request all Subramaniam Swamy Andhabhakts to please ask expert Subramaniam Swamy to give proofs in this regard, because without proof we cannot determine who is lying and who is not. If someone can prove that all these people, the Hindu newspaper, Kalam and Kalam secretary are lying and only Subramaniam Swamy is saying the truth, I will accept that. President Kalam had also said that whether Sonia is a valid citizen of India or not, that is for the courts to decide. President has no constitutional rights to make decision in this regard. Even if Kalam had tried to stop Sonia from becoming Prime Minister, she could have gone to court and corrupt Supreme Court judges would have ruled in favor of Sonia. And Subramaniam has not given any evidence that Kalam had raised the issue of citizenship with Sonia Gandhi. And as we all know that Sonia had met with Kalam at approximately 5 in the evening, but Kalam had asked her to prove support of the MPs as Congress was the largest party. Sonia had said that she will give the letters of support next day, but Sonia did not come next day, and the day after she declared Manmohan Singh as Prime Minister and she did drama of giving sacrifice for PM post. Subramaniam Swamy is lying about Sonia's Indian citizenship validity. If she is not a valid citizen of the country, why did Subramaniam Swamy not go and cancel MP status of Sonia, as non-citizens of India cannot be MP? Already in 2001, case was filed against Sonia challenging her citizenship and MP status, and Supreme Court held that The pleadings in the particular case of Hari Shankar Jain versus Sonia Gandhi were bald, vague and baseless, and that Sonia was a valid citizen of the country. Then why did she had to change her mind to become Prime Minister when Kalam never discussed issue of citizenship with Sonia? The real reason was that lakhs of activists and crores of common citizens were opposing Sonia becoming Prime Minister, as she was of foreign origin, and many were ready to do anything for this and were preparing to go to Delhi. Many people had taken job leaves and even had asked a ticket for Delhi. I also had seen and heard many protests. You can confirm whether people were against Sonia or not from your elders who are even a little interested in politics. MNC lobbies had sponsored the media to project Sonia as Desi Bahu because they wanted to make such a person as PM who would be honest towards them and not towards country. This movement was slow but was picking up in whole of India. The MNC lobbies had sensed that a lot of people were against Sonia's foreign origin. That is why the MNCs asked Sonia to propose name of Manmohan Singh, who was also honest towards them. And when Sonia Gandhi announced that Manmohan Singh would become the next PM, all the protests stopped. This proves that if crores of common demand a thing, then they can force the netas or even dictators to fulfill their demands. In the same way, we got independence when crores of commons and lakhs of activists demanded that British should leave India and the British had to leave the country. In the same way, if lakhs of activists and crores of commons demand right to recall over PM, CM, judges, etc., jury system, mineral royalty for commons and military, and other pro-common drafts, then the netas and PM will be forced to print these drafts in Gazette.
Let us talk how a person can become a hero in public by abusing and alleging an evil, influential friend. Let's say I want to be a leader in my college. To get close to my student buddies, I need to show that I am a good guy. For that, I team up with my evil friend who is some big shot, son of someone from my college management body. And we create a plan as follows. Plan. I abuse my evil friend for conducting unlawful activities such as ragging, etc. I do not submit any court admissible proofs. I do not present any documentary evidences, nor any witness to testify ragging charges, etc. So, the friend will be safe. College management will not punish this evil friend of mine as there are no evidences. What is the result? 1. I said some things which all the students already knew, but I said them loudly. 2. Students will consider me as a hero and will vote me in college elections. 3. Behind curtains, I'll be buddies with my friend, a hand of help to the college management. 4. If someone else tries to oppose my friend, I can force him or her to join me as I am already a hero, or my friend himself can beat the other guy to death to keep me at the center of attention. Is this possible? Just a hint is enough for the wise. This is applicable in politics also. If evil friend is replaced with evil corporates and evil netas, and college management will be replaced by corporate-sponsored paid media, college with parliament, and students with voters and public. Please note that not everyone has evil influential friends behind the curtains, and so not everyone will be able to do such a fake act. Only those persons who have evil influential friends, netas, corporates, can come out with such evidence lacking accusation against own evil influential friends and become a hero in the eyes of the public. And no harm comes to these persons with such contacts. Therefore, we should judge netas or intellectuals by the procedure drafts he promotes or opposes on his website or manifesto, and not by the bhashans they give. One way to expose the friend of criminal is to confront him with good proposal drafts that will physically and materially damage that criminal.
Let us now talk about Subramaniam and 2G case. 2G case was initially filed by Arun Agrawal, an NGO called Telecom Watchdog. Later, Subramaniam Swamy had been appointed as lawyer in 2G case on his request. So now he is very much accountable to the public since he is fighting on behalf of the public. The public can question him since he is using the courts and the public funds allotted for the courts. Subramaniam had accused A. Raja and Chidambaram of taking bribes, but never gave any evidence in court that they took bribes, and that is why Raja and Chidambaram got away. And on top of that, when lot of activists had asked Subramaniam to demand from Judge Kapadia narco test of A. Raja, Sonia, Manmohan Singh and other corrupt leaders, he flatly refused to do so. Without narco demand, it is not possible to prove that Raja, Chidambaram etc. had criminal intentions because Raja, Chidambaram etc. have not left any proof of taking bribes, and most probably they have deposited their bribes in foreign secret account. The foreign bank directors will never testify that A. Raja has secret account in their bank because it is a policy of those banks not to disclose the secret accounts. Even then, before media, Subramaniam Swamy claims that he will expose and reduce the corruption by just running around in courts. In 2G case, Subramaniam helped Sonia Gandhi by imprisoning DMK leaders, and that weakened negotiating power of DMK and strengthened Congress, due to which Congress got the telecom ministry. Sonia only gained since the bribe money which used to go to DMK before is now going to Sonia Gandhi and Congress MPs. Subramaniam Swamy opposes right to recall procedures so that all corrupt MPs of all parties remain protected. If RTR over NAC chairman comes, Sonia will also be expelled by common citizens. Subramaniam supports right to recall procedures for the elite. Any elite can replace their house servants and office employees any day. That is, they have right to recall over house or office servants, but Subramaniam opposes the right to recall procedures for the commons, that is, right to recall over Prime Minister, ministers, NAC chairpersons. All his actions are anti-common. Even the move to remove Chidambaram, who is a future Prime Minister candidate of Congress, will strengthen Sonia and her son's chances to become Prime Minister. Swamy demanded that 122 license should be cancelled because auction was not held. Well, auction was not held even in 2003. Even in 2003, it was first come first served basis. And for that matter, thousands of plots which government gives out are all without auction. For example, Narendra Modi gave some 900-acre plot to Tata Nano for Rs 500 crore in 2009, and that was without auction. Shall we not confiscate all spectrum, all plots that were given without auction? If minister is corrupt, we imprison minister, and we also imprison the person who gave bribes like CEO etc. And we collect bribe money. All that is fine, but all that comes later to Swamy. Swamy wants first Uninor licenses to be cancelled. Whom does that benefit? It will benefit Vodafone, Idea, etc. These are all UK-US companies. Since 2007, Vodafone, Idea have kept prices high. Prices came crashing down due to Uninor siesta. It does not take 2 plus 2 to see that Vodafone has vested interest in getting license cancelled. Wake up folks. This guy claims he is against Sonia and gives statements against Sonia, but all his actions help Sonia and MNCs. Subramaniam Swamy is not against corruption. He is only helping US lobbies like Vodafone etc. And he openly supports many corrupt people like Judge Kapadia, Manmohan Singh etc. It is duty of a citizen to expose those who sell fake urea milk as good milk. Actions of Subramaniam are harming lakhs of genuine activists and misleading them, so we must oppose those actions for the public good. The best way to damage Sonia is not to worship Subramaniam Swamy and perform his arati, but spread information on right to recall Prime Minister draft. One of my proposals is that we should ask Supreme Court Chief Justice Kapadia to order narco test of Hassan Ali, Raja and such scumbags in public. Please note that Constitution does not prohibit narco tests, nor does any law made by MPs. Some corrupt Supreme Court judges wanted to protect criminals like black money hoarders, terrorists, financial criminals, etc. And so, these corrupt Supreme Court judges ruled that narco test will be taken only if accused agrees. Pray, which high-profile financial criminal like Raja or Shauri or Hassan Ali or which terrorist like Dawood will ever agree that narco test should be taken? All in all, Supreme Court judges have sided with high-profile criminals, that too in the name of human rights. Indian interests can go to hell, but human rights of criminals can't. Thankfully, the verdict came after Kasab's narco test was done. Had the verdict come before, then even Kasab would have been spared from narco test. So much for justice. Supreme Court judges are funny people who really make me cry these days. Consider their decisions and indecisions. Policemen beat 25,000 sleeping protesters and burned the pandal on June 5, 2011. And Supreme Court judges have not expelled even one police officer for this mess. We see countless cases of police atrocities, and we also see judges snoring on these cases for decades. And what is narco test? The person is not beaten or tortured. Only 5 ml of completely harmless non-toxic substance called as sodium pentanol is injected under medical supervision, and then person is questioned for 2-3 hours. This substance is used every day in higher doses in operations for anesthetizing the patient, so it is completely safe. So the judges snore on cases of custody deaths and find this narco test even on terrorists and high corruption criminals as against human rights. Either these judges are total idiots, or they must be agents of criminals hell-bent on protecting them. In my opinion, they are not idiots. But now, according to Subramaniam, we have very honest Chief Justice of Supreme Court. Supreme Court Chief Justice has power to cancel this judgment, and thus he can order narco test on Hassan Ali, Raja, Manmohan Singh, Sonia, etc. Given that he is very honest, he might reverse the judgment and allow narco test on A Raja, etc. There is no limitation on Supreme Court Chief Justice to reverse the judgment. Also, we are not demanding these narco tests to be taken as evidence, but only as leads which will lead to important evidence and help in recovery of the bribe money taken by the accused and party. Request to all activists to ask their leaders to demand narco in public of A Raja, Sonia, etc. Narco tests are allowed all over the world. The 2010 judgment did not ban it, but the judge told that accused permission is needed. That judge was Bal Subramaniam, whom Subramaniam Swamy tells is corrupt, and Subramaniam Swamy says that present judge is honest. One honest MP High Court judge recently allowed narco, and that too without taking accused's permission. Please see the link in description. Narco is not taken as evidence but used to collect information about evidence, so it is not unconstitutional. It is very safe and scientific, used and preferred all over the world. Please ask Subramaniam Swamy worshippers to ask Subramaniam in public why he is refusing to ask Supreme Court Chief Justice a permission for narco tests in public to be done on A Raja, etc. So please do a favor to Mother India. Please ask all Subramaniam Swamy fans to ask Subramaniam to file permission in 15 days before Supreme Court Chief Justice for narco tests to be done on A Raja and other accused within 30 days and make the responses public. Link of the sample letter is given in description. Subramaniam Swamy and FDI. Swamy actively supported FDI in retail and WTO when he was Commerce and Law Minister in Chandrasekhar's government. He called Swadeshi people bogus. Links are given in description. Subramaniam Swamy served as Minister of Law, Commerce and Justice in the Chandrasekhar government. Nowadays, Subramaniam has done a U-turn on his statements on FDI and has become a pseudo-opposer of FDI. I call him pseudo-opposer because all his actions still benefit MNCs like Vodafone, etc. For example, he is opposing right to recall over Prime Minister, Chief Ministers, Lokpal, etc. And on top of that, he brags that he was the one to bring globalization, not Manmohan Singh. So please focus on the actions of the neta, not on his bhashans. This is end of part 1. Please listen further in the next part.